Hello English teachers and welcome to this English speaking curriculum training. I hope everybody's doing well and I hope you enjoy the training. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be talking a little bit about some of the different resources that we've created to help you plan and teach English speaking. So as you know, for classes 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, we're going to have English speaking classes once a week. So it's really important that you all feel comfortable with the different ways you can plan and create lessons that are interesting and engaging for our students. So let's begin. So as I said, today we're going to be speaking about English speaking, and we'll be looking at, first of all, the different resources you can use, and then I'll be talking a little bit about how I've planned an English speaking lesson that you can use that you can use to create your own. So just a quick training overview then. Part one, we'll look at, as I said, the different resources that you can use. There's quite a few being created. And part two, we'll look at a little lesson planning guide, just showing you how I've completed a lesson plan using some of the resources that you have available. And the third part will be an assignment for you to create your own lesson plans, which I will hope that you can complete so that we can have an in-person workshop on the 28th of June. So let's have a look now at some of the resources that I'm going to be showing to you. So the first, the English speaking scope and sequence, is a guide for English speaking skills. Students will be learning at Coppola Valley School from nursery all the way up to class 12. And we'll then look at English speaking annual plans. So I've made annual plans for classes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 that you all will use as the basis for your English speaking classes. Then we will look at the lesson plan template. This is the one you all know and love, the one that you use in your regular classes. So I'll just show you how we adapt this template for English speaking classes. And then finally, we'll look at the two main planning resources that are ready for you to use for your English speaking classes. So first, let's look at the KVS English speaking scope and sequence. So when I show you these resources, I will also be doing a demonstration of how you can find and use the resources. So the English speaking scope and sequence, as I said before, is a document that shows all of the skills that students will be learning at each level of progression in the school. So in order to access your shared drives, you have to click on Google Drive, click on Shared Drives, into the Coppola Valley School folder, and in here you'll find a folder for English. And in that English folder, you should find a curriculum folder. And then you'll find an English resources folder where you'll be able to find a folder that's just for speaking resources. And in this folder, you'll be able to find the KVS English scope and sequence. So this document, as I said, shows which skills pupils will learn or students will learn at different levels of their education. So as you can see, students in nursery learn the most basic parts of the English language, from alphabet and saying their own name, up through to KG, where they're saying and repeating words and dictated sentences. And you move up and the skills become a little bit more complicated. up to class 11 and 12 when students are completing things like the capstone project, doing vlogs. So this document is quite useful because it shows you how students progress at different levels. It's definitely one worth looking at, just so that you're aware of which skills students might have studied before they come to your class and which skills they will be studying after. So the next resource I'm going to show you is the English speaking annual plans. As I said, we've created these for classes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And these will be found also in the shared drives folder. So some of the topics you'll notice in the annual plans will be based on what students have been learning in their regular English classes. And some will be project-based units with more creative activities to improve their speaking skills. So to find the annual plans, again, we need to go to the shared drives, into the Coppola Valley School folder, back into our English folder, into the curriculum folder where we can find resources for all classes from 3 all the way through to 7. Let's go into class 3, for example. So as you see with class 3, there are some lessons that are already planned. Units 1 through 5 have already been planned. So this is a useful folder actually for all English speaking teachers to use to have a look at what lessons, what planned lessons look like and how you can use that in your own planning. I'll just click on the English speaking curriculum or annual plan. So as we can see for this is a grade 3 annual plan for Sal and Mrs. classes. The table is exactly the same as the annual plans that you will use for your regular subjects, with the unit or topic on the left, the aims or learning objectives, the materials or resources that you would need to use in your lessons, the activities that you would use in each unit, the form of assessment that you might be using in your lessons or units, and the number of lessons for each unit. There are also, there are annual plans for each class, as you'll see through class 4. And that's the same for classes 5, 6, and 7. So these annual plans are really useful because they'll give you all of the lesson objectives and activities that you can use in each class. And all you'll need to do is create lesson plans using this information. You'd also have to create some resources or find other resources online, which I'm going to show you how to do. So the next resource I'm going to show you is the KVS lesson plan template, which you all know very well. I'm just going to show where it's stored and how to use it when creating new lesson plans. So the KVS lesson plan template is kept again in the Coppola Valley School folder, in the resources folder, and here you'll see our old friend, the KVS lesson plan template. So just opening it up, as you'll see in red at the top, this is a document that shouldn't be edited. And the reason for that is that all subject teachers should have access to this document. And if you edit it directly, then it will edit it for all teachers. So what we do instead is we go back to our shared drive, click on Copperle Valley School again. We're going to go back into our English folder, into our curriculum folder. And let's say, for example, we're creating a lesson for class 3. We would click on New, create a new Google Doc, and the document we will want to have in the following format. So class first, 3, or 4, 5, 6, or 7, whichever class it might be. And subject next, English speaking, lesson plan, and whichever unit it is. We're going to call it Unit 6 because that's the next unit for class 3 English speaking. And what we want to do next is go back to our KVS lesson plan template, and we want to copy and paste everything in this entire document into our new lesson plan. So there's 2 ways to do this. We can either Control A from your keyboard, or we can go to Edit, Select All, and it does exactly the same. And we come back to our new lesson for Unit 6. And we're copying and pasting the entire document. Okay, so now we have a blank new document and we're free to edit and create our new lesson.